So you're probably wondering, why is this guy on the floor? But to be fair, I don't know. But now I have your attention. So now back to the topic of money. You want to save some money so you can eventually afford whatsoever you want, and there are two sides to this. Now the first is getting the money in the first place, and the second would be keeping your expenses low enough so you can continue saving. Or you can actually start a side hustle, or you can invest whatsoever money you have already into some sort of business, hoping to get more money from that. Or you can rob a bank, which I probably wouldn't recommend. So searching for a job that you actually like is pretty straightforward. Just go onto the internet, type in Indeed.com, type in whatsoever job you're looking for, your preferences, and just search and apply for several jobs that come up and just wait on a response. Now the second being a side hustle, you can actually get into several side hustles that are out there. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can look at all the side hustle videos that I've made. There's several options. But the aim to side hustles is to gain some sort of small income that's going to eventually add up, and the best case scenario is getting a passive income from the side hustle that you are getting into. And one other thing to know about side hustles is you don't exactly need to make thousands and thousands of pounds. You just need to make some sort of income, or little income that will eventually add up to paying off your expenses. Because when you have side hustles that pay off your expenses, this now mean the income from whatsoever else you do, you can actually save that money and put that into other things. So now starting a business and robbing a bank, I probably wouldn't dive into this right now, simply because these are a lot more complicated. I mean, robbing a bank, you can just type it on YouTube, how to rob a bank, and just watch the videos out there. I wouldn't recommend robbing a bank, but let's just move on. Let's just assume you found some sort of income from the first two options. So now after figuring out several ways of making money, some being legal, some being not legal, now you want to figure out exactly how you can keep your expenses low. You want to begin by planning out exactly what your necessary expenses are. So this could be food shopping, housing bills, children's bills, or whatsoever bills that is mandatory that you can't really avoid because you need to get through day-to-day life. And now you want to figure out your unnecessary expenses. So this could be you getting a haircut every 2 days, which is definitely necessary. But this could be that Netflix subscription that you have when you're only watching Netflix once every month, or things like clothes shopping and just all sorts that you don't actually need, but you do out of pleasure, or just for the sake of doing it. Afterwards, you want to have both of this number down, and you want to deduct your necessary expenses out of your total income. So let's just assume you have a total income of £1,000 every single month, and your necessary expenses is £300 every single month. So now you are left with £700 every single month. And there's one more thing I actually forgot to mention. Before this whole process begins, you want to make sure you have 3 different cards. One is going to be where all your income goes into and your bills come out of. One is going to be where you pay yourself. This is pretty much where you're going to pay yourself every single month or every single week, whatever way suits you. And the third one is going to be your savings in some sort of ISA, or just somewhere you save money and keep money, all your emergency funds. And now with your new total £700 income, you now want to pay yourself between 10% to 30% of your total income. This is all depending on how much your unnecessary expenses are. You're not going to have this money to literally afford every single unnecessary expense you have, because that's just waste of money, but you want to pay yourself a decent amount based on what you think your monthly unnecessary expenses are. So now we're going to assume that you're going to pay yourself 30% and you're going to save the remaining 70%. Now you're probably asking, Sultan, where should I save this money? Where should I save this 70%? Good question. You want to save this money in a place that you can't exactly access it without any sort of penalty or just something happening when you take this money. So an example of this could be an ISA. When you put money into an ISA, you do have some sort of interest that you're going to get at the end of all of it. And when you take the money out, you lose all of this interest, and everything you pretty much worked hard for is practically gone in some way. Or you can try the stock market. You're going to have to buy stocks, you're going to have to buy shares and all sorts. And when you want to take this money out, you are forced to pretty much sell your share to take this money out. But the idea to this is some sort of subconscious thing that's going to prevent you from just taking the money out, selling all your stocks, and just deleting everything to call it a day just because you want to buy these precious Jordans that's been staring at you for the past 2 weeks. So now I'm going to try to summarize all of this in under 60 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So you want to get yourself 3 different cards. One where you're going to pay yourself, one where all your money is going to go into and where your bill's going to come out from, and the last one is going to be your savings. You now want to try and get some form of a job or some sort of side hustle that's going to make you some sort of income, so you have money at which you can actually save. And after this, you want to calculate your expenses and your unnecessary expenses, and you want to figure out exactly how much you need to deduct every single month from your total income that is compulsory, that you actually have to pay bills and all sorts that is going to leave your account. After this, you want to to automate your savings, your bills, how much you pay yourself, every single thing, and you want to do this from the main account where all your money goes into. So every single month you're going to pay yourself into your different card. After this, your bills are going to leave that same card, your savings going to leave that same card. So the only card you're really going to be watching over every single time is just the one you pay yourself into. That's the only card you should really care about. Every other card will pretty much be doing its thing every single month. You don't really have to pay attention to it because it's all automatic. Now you want to aim to save 50 to 70%, and you don't want to save your money in any sort of bank because you can easily withdraw that money to buy yourself Jordans or whatsoever has been staring at you for the past week. So do not save your money in a basic bank because it's not earning you any interest whatsoever. Whew, I'm pretty sure that was quick. Now if you want a side hustle to earn passive income in the next 24 hours, be sure to click on this video so you know exactly how to do that. See ya.